Hello again, everybody. Marcus here. I review stuff. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm reviewing the song Map of the Problematique by Muse. It's from their live performance at ACL 2013. I've had some issues with Muse songs getting blocked in the past, so if this one gets blocked, I'll keep the video up, I'll keep the reaction up. It will just not have, the music in it, unfortunately. So, regardless, this does come as a request, as I mentioned in my Depeche Mode video. The person who requested this song recommended that I listen to the Depeche Mode song first to really get a feel for where some of Muse's influence comes from, and then to listen to Map of the Problematique and see if I could piece together those influences. So very excited to be trying this out, something a little bit different. But yeah, very excited as always. If you would like to make a request as well, please leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to get to it. But let's listen. Map of the Problematique, Muse, live ACL 2013. Here we go. Cool. Man, that was real punchy there towards the end. I like that a whole lot. I do see a little bit of the similarities, although I feel like Muse takes it to that next level of sort of heaviness. But I can see some of that classic, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say disco because that's super disrespectful. But that new wave influence. But again, I feel like they take it to a new level with how heavy they make it with the more rock elements I feel like that they use here. So overall, this one was real cool, real punchy, just a nice heavy rhythm to it in many sections. And of course, Matt Bellamy sounds great as always to me. He's a huge draw for me to Muse. So anyway, let's break this song down like we always do. Let's of course start with the lyrics. Let me pull them up real quick. Here we go. So this is one of their singles off of Black Holes and Revelations. In an interview in the magazine Rip It Up, Chris Wolstenholme said that Map of the Problematique started off in rehearsal before we started recording the album. It was one of the later songs that we started to work on, but it all started from a keyboard sound as opposed to any kind of melody or chord structure or anything. We had this roll that was playing these notes, and it had this percussive 80s Depeche Mode / New Order sound to it. There it is. There's the similarity. There's the reference. We got into a studio, and originally we were going to try to keep it as keyboard oriented as possible, but then we came up with the idea of trying to recreate the synth sound by using guitars. That's cool. We ended up running one guitar through all these different pitch shifters that had all these gates that opened up at different times that created the whole did sound, which was originally a keyboard thing. It was one of the only songs we've ever recorded where we put all the guitar tracks first, and then me and Dom came in afterwards and did all the rhythm section stuff. That's really cool. Okay, so a lot that I've been learning about Muse since really reacting to more and more of their songs. I think I reacted to, I don't remember if it was Unsustainable or if it was, I think it was Unsustainable, where I said there's these dubstep elements in it or whatever, and people were telling me all that was actually made with guitar, and I was like, whoa, when I read that comment, I was like, that's actually even more impressive than it was before. And so I think it's really cool that they had this idea to take this sort of synth or keyboard led sound and instead play it with the guitar. So that's where that Depeche Mode influence comes in. They take that new wave synth keyboard idea and they take it and they put it into the guitar sound. I think that's really cool. So is that something that Muse does a lot? They take a different instrument and say, you know what, this would be cool if we took it from this instrument and did it instead with a guitar. Let me know more about that, or if there's other songs where they had that sort of idea. That's really cool. So I feel a little bit more justified with what I said about how I see a little bit of the Depeche Mode influence there, but it has a bit of more of a heaviness to it. So I think the guitar definitely provides that. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Mad props to them. Respect meter just went up a little bit more for Muse. I mean, I already had pretty high respect for them and from some of the videos I've seen from them, but even more so now. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about those lyrics. Fear and panic in the air. I want to be free from desolation and despair, and I feel like everything I sow is being swept away. Well, I refuse to let you go. I can't get it right since I met you. Loneliness be over. When will this loneliness be over? Sounds like maybe a bad relationship. I'm gonna keep reading. Life will flash before my eyes, so scattered and lost, I want to touch the other side. And no one thinks they are to blame. Why can't we see that when we bleed the same? Oh, so I wonder if this is more so of a song about inequality, whether it be racial, gender inequality, sexual orientation, whatever. I wonder if it's more so about that, just because that line is very emblematic of that sort of thing. When we bleed, we all bleed the same. I can't get it right since I met you. Loneliness be over. When will this loneliness be over? Loneliness be over. When will this loneliness be over? Yeah, not really sure exactly what the message is here, so to speak. But I think it was interesting. It was written well. I think it worked for what the song was going for. No really complaints about the lyrics, if that's even a thing. Just one thumb up, why not? As far as the instrumentation goes, love the drumming. Provided, again, a nice punch to the song, and just the beat, the rhythm was enjoyable. Bass work was really cool, especially there towards the end, where they got a little bit heavier with it. I love that. And then the guitar throughout was fantastic. It's cool to me, again, that they took this keyboard sound, originally what they had intended to be a keyboard sound, and played it entirely on guitar. I think that's really cool. But yet they still had a couple piano notes in there throughout the show, so I thought that was a nice little touch as well. I know that I'm typically on the albums, Matt Bellamy will play that, and it says here, it credits him, written by Matt Bellamy, composer Matt Bellamy, vocals Matt Bellamy, synthesizer Matt Bellamy, lead guitar Matt Bellamy. So I know that on the album he does all that. Here, in the concert setting, really you just get him on the guitar, but it sounded great. I especially loved that end part where, again, very punchy, very just energetic and cool. I wish they would have almost stretched that last part out a little bit more. I wonder if they do that maybe on the studio version. But yeah, it was a great listen. I had a lot of fun listening to this one and watching him perform. And as always, I love his voice. He just has this singing style that, to me, keeps me engaged throughout. He hits some notes where I'm like, oh man, how did he hit that? That's fantastic. And his vocals provide so much, I think, to their music. So 2 thumbs up for the instrumental and vocal section. And then as far as replay value goes, I like a lot of Muse. There's a lot of Muse on my playlist. I was actually just listening to The Handler earlier. That's one of my songs that's been blocked from them, but I like it. That song is awesome. So that one's on my playlist. I was just listening to it a few minutes ago before I started recording. So a lot of good Muse on my playlist. This one's going to be no exception. It's going on there, and I'm excited to listen to it again. So 2 thumbs up for replay value. Overall, really enjoyed this one, and thank you so much for the commenter who suggested doing this and the Depeche Mode song. You already had some insight onto what their influence was here, so it was really cool to see that. And for me, I had never really listened to Depeche Mode either, so it was nice to get a little bit more of their music in my playlist there. So thank you again. As always, if you would like to make a request, please leave it in the comments down below. I'll be sure to get to it. If you enjoyed the music, definitely go support the artist. Go listen to their music wherever you can. One place you can definitely find plenty of Muse at this point is going to be in my Spotify playlist. Has every single song I've heard so far on my channel. It's a lot of music. If you want to support me, all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment. Thank you so much for your time. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.